That's where we accumulate or lose a lot of our resiliency in how we are processing life emotionally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you would agree some emotions renew us and some don't, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Definitely.
And that's where the game's being played. You know, if we have a propensity to stay down, to stay sad, to stay anxious, to stay, negative about life and about ourselves and all that, that's draining energy right out of our system. And that leaves us more open and vulnerable for the events of life to have more impact. And then we dig a hole in for ourselves that we have to finally bounce back from. And again, the resilience positioning normally is about the ability to have that bounce back. But what if we learn to better regulate our emotions? We learn to make better emotional choices. We found a way within ourselves to activate more appreciation for the good things in our life and for ourselves, that we generated more true care and compassion for others, that we really got to places in ourselves where we eliminated a lot of the judgments, even got to places where we were able to go ahead and complete out on certain things that we needed to complete out in regards to forgiveness. Those kind of things are where we accumulate power. Mm-hmm. That's where we accumulate resilience. And as we accumulate more and more of that, it begins to create a different sort of relationship to life. Less things come into our world that have the negative impact, and when they do, a lot of it bounces off without having as much impact as it usually would. And if that doesn't work, it still has the ability to be drawn upon for the bounce back aspect of resilience.
Mm-hmm. I think that we end up having a cumulative effect. We get bombarded with a lot of negativity, and yet what you're suggesting is that we have a choice here.
Well, we do, and it's we're going to have emotional reactions. That's natural. That's normal. It's kind of what we do after we have the reaction is where the rubber meets the road, really.
Yeah.
Because life is going to be life, and there's a lot. You mentioned earlier we're in a very interesting time period. It's a transitory time on the planet, unlike anything we've ever experienced since there's been human beings here. And there's a lot of chaos and a lot of confusion. There's also tremendous opportunity for growth like we've never had it before, but it isn't always easy. And there's a lot of things that can trigger negative emotional states. And again, that's okay. It's not bad. And it's, in a sense, normal. But then where the choice becomes is how long do we stay there?
Okay.
How long do we linger? How long do we process that stuff? How long do we let it stay in our system before we recognize that, no, wait a minute, I'm bigger than that, I'm better than that, I've got higher principles than that, and we call upon our dignity and our nobility, and we pull in something deeper, which to me is going right straight to the core of our heart, and we make that stand and we make that shift. That is consciousness applied. That is truly what inspires me when I see other people do it, and that's where resilience is built or lost, right there.
I believe that because, we all look to the ones who have, those are our role models. And I'm thinking role models in terms of athletics or, because their sense of focus or their honor in their heart in what it is they're doing. Is that the same kind of resilience that you're talking about or the same kind of heart-centeredness?
Yes, it really is at a fundamental level. I mean, in my situation, in my life, I get exposed to a lot of different kinds of people. And I get, the benefit of being able to hang with some of the great thinkers of the world. I get to walk in the worlds of the rich and the famous and all that stuff. But what impresses me most is an ordinary person faced with adversity that stands in front of their own self and takes that stand that I'm talking about and makes that shift. Those are my heroes. When I see somebody on TV who's had a terrible tragedy and they're looking right in that camera and they're stating that they're going to find a way to get over this and that it's not going to slow them down, or that they're forgiving someone who's done something terrible to them, I look at that and I go, could I do that? Could I really pull that off? And they're the ones that become my heroes.
Hi there, my name is Nina Wallinder, and I wanted to talk to you about Layers of Health. Layers of Health is a free online community dedicated to investigating holistic and alternative health options. These options can include physical health, mental and emotional health, business health, as well as your spiritual health. So you can join me as I discuss your health concerns with various experts, mentors, and leaders in their fields. And these interviews are offered for free live, as well as during special encore presentations. But if you find one that is particularly interesting to you, you can also purchase it. So you can join me at www.layersofhealth.com, and I'll see you on the calls.